Did aliens influence ancient civilizations? Ladies and gentlemen, seekers of truth and curious minds from around the globe, welcome. Tonight, we embark on an extraordinary journey through time, space, and imagination. We ask a question that has haunted humanity's collective consciousness for generations. Did aliens influence ancient civilizations? Did beings from beyond the stars descend to Earth in distant prehistory, leaving their indelible mark on humanity's earliest achievements? Or are these stories, artifacts, and architectural marvels the product of human ingenuity alone? In this in-depth exploration, we will scrutinize evidence, analyze theories, and confront skepticism. Our goal is neither to convince nor to dismiss outright, but to illuminate the contours of this fascinating debate, one that spans the pyramids of Egypt to the Nazca Lines, the myths of Sumer to the colossal statues of Easter Island. Let us begin our quest. Segment 1: The origins of the ancient astronaut hypothesis. The idea that extraterrestrial visitors shaped early human history is not new, though it gained tremendous popularity in the mid-20th century. Its roots reach back centuries. Ancient texts, religious scriptures, and mythologies from diverse cultures describe sky beings descending in fiery chariots, gods who came from the heavens, and teachers who imparted advanced knowledge. One of the earliest and most influential proponents of this hypothesis was Erich von Däniken, whose 1968 bestseller, Chariots of the Gods, became a cultural phenomenon. Von Däniken argued that many ancient structures, such as the Egyptian pyramids and Stonehenge, were simply too advanced to have been built without help from alien visitors. He cited examples including ancient cave paintings that resemble astronauts in helmets, legends of sky gods traveling in flying ships, the precision of stone cutting in Incan Peru. Though mainstream scholars criticized von Däniken's work for speculation and lack of evidence, his ideas struck a chord with millions of readers, sparking debate and inspiring generations of researchers, filmmakers, and authors. But let's step back. Is it possible that thousands of years ago, Earth was visited by intelligent beings from elsewhere in the universe? And if so, what would that mean for our understanding of history, religion, and ourselves? Segment to the pyramids, a technological mystery. Perhaps no ancient monument ignites more curiosity about alien involvement than the pyramids of Giza. The Great Pyramid, built around 4,500 years ago for Pharaoh Khufu, is the largest of them all, originally standing 481 feet tall and composed of approximately 2.3 million limestone and granite blocks and weighing as much as 80 tons. How did ancient Egyptians, armed with copper chisels and wooden sledges, quarry, transport, and position these massive stones with such precision? Mainstream archaeology explains this as a feat of human labor, engineering innovation, and organizational skill. Tens of thousands of workers over decades incrementally built the structure using ramps, levers, and simple tools. However, proponents of ancient astronaut theories argue that this explanation is insufficient. They point to the perfect alignment of the pyramids with cardinal points, the advanced knowledge of mathematics and astronomy, the mystery of how heavy granite blocks were lifted high into the structure. Could extraterrestrial visitors have shared advanced technology or assisted directly? Or are we underestimating the capabilities of our ancestors? Let's consider the evidence. Segment 3: The Nazca Lines, messages to the sky. Moving across the Atlantic to the arid plains of southern Peru, we encounter another enigmatic wonder, the Nazca Lines. Created between 500 BC and 500 CE by the Nazca culture, these massive geoglyphs depicting animals, plants, and geometric designs are etched into the desert floor. Some stretch nearly 1,200 feet across. Seen only from the air, the lines have led many to speculate about their purpose. Were they ceremonial pathways, astronomical markers, or, as Erich von Däniken suggested, landing strips for alien spacecraft? Consider this: the Nazca people did not have flight. From ground level, the designs are nearly imperceptible. Why create images that could only be fully appreciated from the sky? Was it an offering to gods above or visitors from beyond Earth? Mainstream archaeologists contend that the Nazca Lines had ritual significance, perhaps linked to water and fertility. But the question remains, if these were intended for human observers, why were they designed on such a massive scale? Segment 4: Vimanas and flying chariots. Ancient texts as clues. Throughout ancient writings, there are countless references to flying machines and celestial vehicles. In India's sacred Sanskrit epics such as the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, we find descriptions of Vimanas, aerial chariots piloted by gods and heroes. One passage describes a Vimana as an apparatus which can go by its own force, resembling a bright cloud in the sky, and producing a roaring sound as it soars aloft. Some researchers interpret this as evidence that ancient civilizations witnessed or possessed advanced technology. Similarly, the Bible describes Ezekiel's vision of a flying chariot, accompanied by beings with the appearance of lightning and wheels within wheels. Were these accounts mere allegories or poetic metaphors? Or do they preserve distant memories of real encounters with visitors from the stars? Skeptics caution that ancient cultures often used vivid imagery to describe spiritual experiences, yet the recurrence of similar motifs in disparate civilizations separated by oceans and millennia invites curiosity. Segment 5 Puma Punku, impossible stonework, high in the Bolivian Andes, at an elevation of nearly 13,000 feet, lies Puma Punku, part of the ancient Tiwanaku complex. Scattered across the site are colossal blocks of andesite and diorite stone, some weighing over 100 tons, precisely cut and shaped with interlocking grooves. According to mainstream archaeology, Puma Punku was built around 500 CE by the Tiwanaku civilization, who used stone hammers and copper chisels to craft the structures. But alternative researchers contend that even with today's technology, replicating such precision in hard stone would be a formidable challenge. Some blocks appear as though they were machined perfectly flat surfaces, right angles, and drill-like holes. Ancient astronaut theorists propose that advanced tools, perhaps provided by extraterrestrials, were responsible for these feats. Others suggest lost human technology, forgotten over millennia. Regardless of the explanation, Puma Punku remains one of the most mysterious sites on Earth. Segment 6 The Sumerian Connection. Gods of the Sky. No exploration of ancient alien theories is complete without examining Sumer, the cradle of civilization. Located in Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, Sumer flourished around 4500 BCE, giving the world writing, monumental architecture, and sophisticated mathematics. The Sumerians worshipped a pantheon of deities called the Anunnaki, whom they described as beings who descended from the heavens to create and rule humanity. The word Anunnaki means those who came from the sky. Author Zecharia Sitchin, in his controversial series The Earth Chronicles, proposed that the Anunnaki were extraterrestrials from the planet Nibiru. According to Sitchin's interpretation of Sumerian texts, these beings genetically engineered Homo sapiens to serve them as a labor force. Mainstream scholars reject Sitchin's translations as speculative and flawed, yet the mythic imagery of gods descending in fiery craft and imparting knowledge continues to inspire fascination. Segment 7 Easter Island. Giants of stone far out in the Pacific Ocean. Easter Island, known to its inhabitants as Rapa Nui, hosts nearly 900 Moai statues, some weighing over 80 tons, carved between 1100 and 1500 CE. These massive figures have puzzled explorers and researchers alike. How did a relatively small Polynesian population quarry, transport, and erect these colossal monuments? Some theories suggest the Moai were walked upright using ropes and human ingenuity. Others claim that extraterrestrial visitors guided the process or provided technological assistance. Even the local legends tell of the statues walking into place, adding to the air of mystery. Could the monuments be messages to the stars, or markers of contact with beings from afar? Segment 8 Skepticism and human ingenuity. At this point, you may wonder, is there any credible evidence that aliens visited Earth? Mainstream archaeology and anthropology emphasize that no physical artifacts, no alien tools, machinery, or genetic samples have ever been conclusively identified. The achievements of ancient civilizations, while astonishing, can often be explained by cultural exchange, ingenuity, and generations of refinement. Critics of the ancient astronaut hypothesis argue that it underestimates human creativity and resilience. They point out that stone tools and simple machines can achieve remarkable results over time. Oral traditions and myths are not reliable historical records. The repetition of sky gods across cultures may reflect universal human fascination with the heavens. Nevertheless, the persistence of these questions suggests that humanity's curiosity is not easily quelled.